very much. I want to advise you all to keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times. The rest of this hour is going to be really moving fast. And I think the slides are going to be provided online as well as a recording of this, so if you can't write that fast. PR, public relations, plays a vital role in the startup of new business typically. And we've gone way beyond just a traditional definition of PR. Social media and internet news has turned the industry on its head, and your preparation in these areas is vital to your success. For example, most editors search blogs for news stories now, and 26% of internet users search Twitter for news. These stats have been changed dramatically by internet news. Now, internet news is the #2 most trusted source for news over even newspapers and only under television. PR can help you save your bacon, or it can take your bad news across the internet and around the world in seconds, as has been found out by many, including Bob Murray of the Crandall Canyon mine disaster. Press relations, looks like we're stuck here on this slide.
You have a failure?
It's not me. But Bob Crandall found out the hard way in the mining business that you should hire good PR people or have good PR people on your staff to carry your news and messages to the public. And the point is for new startups that there's risk out there associated with not communicating effectively, and public relations can help you do that. Right now, the big transition in the industry is to internet media. Press relations is not advertising is one of the points I'd like to make today. We get confused frequently, but in fact, PR favors the small business. Advertising tends to favor the established brand, and there are exceptions to that, but that's generally. And the fact is that public relations is now more measurable than ever given the emergence of social media. I'll give you an example. One client in southern Provo could have bought an advertisement in Fortune Small Business Magazine for $81,000 for one single issue to reach millions of readers. But instead, they hired a PR firm, yours truly and our staff, to help them get an editorial placement that resulted in a 2-page story and it cost them a fraction of what it would have cost them otherwise. The advantage to public relations to a small business is that PR tends to favor the small, emerging, no-name company. And it is typically more credible than advertising. It has a longer shelf life and is a lot less expensive, has a higher ROI than advertising. Tip number 3 in my slides is that online media does not mean the death of traditional media, but it has changed everything as it relates to strategic PR planning. 24 out of 25 major newspapers are down in circulation, and newspapers will survive only if they do it online, and you can quote me on that. Here's an example. Christian Science Monitor has ceased the publication of their print version. They're putting all their resources into their online version. Business Week has, last count, 25 bloggers, and a blog in Business Week is seen as just as relevant as any other editorial hit out there. And the fact is that tip number 4, social and internet media have made it easier than ever to measure the results of your PR campaigns, whether it's measuring how many Twitter followers you have, YouTube videos viewed, or blog links that track back to your website that are search engine optimized and build traffic to your sales funnel. It's easier than ever to measure. Social responsibility is another area that you're going to want to cover as a small business. You start early deciding what your character of your company is going to be. And there are actually wire services now that have been created to help develop your social responsibility story. US Synthetic is one of the best local examples of a socially responsible company. They're well known for synthetic diamonds, but lesser known for their work in Yahoo Microfinance, where they've given almost 20,000 microloans to Kenyan startup businesses to help people raise their families out of poverty. And my first rule of thumb on social responsibility is be good and then talk about being good. And the fact is that most people are more interested in doing business with companies that are socially responsible and perhaps green, a subcomponent, than those that are not. It's not just a passing thing. It's very important to the American consumer, your consumers. Tip number 6, and this is the big deal today, online and social media is a revolution. It's not a temporary thing. Twitter may go away, but something more impressive than Twitter will replace it. Social media is here to stay. The majority of people are online, and 96% of Generation Y uses Facebook, 26% use Twitter to find news. Most reporters search blogs for stories. Example, Electrotherm, we had modest success in placing them in traditional media. We add social media, and an example this week is we did a press release that was search engine optimized 2 days ago, and within 20 minutes I had a call from an investor who wanted to put money in the company, and within 2 hours after tweeting about it to treehugger.com, we had an interview with the largest green blog in the internet to help promote this green energy plan. And as you can see here, multiple effects coming from that decision to use social media. So we'd be happy to talk to you about any way we could help your company on pilmerpr.com. You can find our blog where I put the sources for all the stats I just quoted, and interact with us there on our Facebook account to get more information.